On this week's show, we visit Travel-Lite Campers, a family-run company that builds some of the finest truck campers and travel trailers you'll find anywhere. And from Jeff's Rules of RVing, we get a lesson on fuel mileage. And later, Evanne prepares a unique drink with an interesting story behind it called a Shrub. These stories and more on this episode of Rollin on TV. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Jayco. At Jayco, we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. This week, we focus in on truck campers and zero in on Travel-Lite Campers. Located in New Paris, Indiana, the company has been building truck campers since 1998. And in the past few years has also added a line of light travel trailers. We met with Dustin Johns, the company's president and CEO, and he filled us in on his family-run company and product lines.
The company started in 1998. My father, Larry Johns, and a couple other individuals started building truck campers. And they started with high-end truck campers at first and found that it was a little bit tougher to get going. And then after a little while, they transitioned into the lighter weight, more affordable truck campers, and that's when things really started to take off. Well, I got started in 2002. Was the first time I worked for Travel-Lite. Actually, I had just left college, and my father's old school, so he put me into the plant, and I worked in the plant for 6 months doing, I did 3 different jobs, from building floors to setting roofs, and also running electrical through the sidewalls. So he told me, if you're ever going to be a good sales guy, you need to know the product inside and out. So basically I worked in the factory with everybody else, building the product, learning about the product before I even stepped foot in the office.
Dustin's father also handed down the philosophy that the company lives by each and every unit and always take the safe road.
Our philosophy from the beginning, and it was stemmed from my dad, was that exact thing, which is to overbuild if anything. We don't like taking warranty calls. No one wants to take a call from an upset customer. And the best way to prevent that is to build it right the first time. And it might cost a little more money. It might take a little more time. But that's just been our ethics since we started this thing. And he's passed that down through me. Always take the safe road.
The company builds a complete range of truck campers, starting with its new small 625 Super-Lite right up to the luxurious Illusion. And its trailer line starts with the entry-level Express to its sleek, middle-of-the-line, award-winning Idea, right up to the top-of-the-line Cobblestone. Needless to say, the company is proud of its product lineup, as they should be. Not only are they building strong, well-built campers, but they have also managed to find some very unique ways to save weight, like Banach wood.
We started using Banach wood, which is from South America. It's dried longer and it's not free. It's quite a bit rarer than the wood that you see normally at like a Menards, for example. We do use grade A lumber in some of the campers that need a thicker base, but on our super-lights, such as the Ideas, Cobblestones in the travel trailers, and then the 770 series, 690s, 625s, which is a new floor plan we're doing, all use Banach wood. And what happens with that is it only weighs 60% of what regular wood would weigh, but it does cost quite a bit more. So we have to always decide how we're going to go about it as a business plan. But with truck campers, being that they sit on the truck, they have, the weight is of mass importance. And people really pay attention to that a lot more than they do even in towables. So we've ended up really diving into the half-ton market, getting units in that 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 pound range that can be towed by pretty much any half-ton truck comfortably. And that really helped us out in growing the half-ton market truck campers.
Coming up, we'll continue our interview with Dustin and look at what goes into building Travel-Lite Campers. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Simply put, Thetford's Aquachem has outsold all its competitors combined because it's the strongest holding tank deodorant available. It provides the strongest odor control around the clock in all temperatures and conditions. It quickly liquefies waste and tissue and is 100% biodegradable. AquaChem, the industry standard for 50 years. For more information, visit Thetford.com. AquaChem, another great product from Thetford.
Never run out of propane again. With Level Check, there's no more guesswork. Just run the gauge over the tank, and when the light turns from red to green, you'll know exactly how much propane you have left. It's that simple. Level Check, another great product from Truma. For more information, visit levelcheck.com. Along with saving weight using banana wood, Dustin explains other weight-saving methods they use in the production of their units.
We offer aluminum-sided campers as a standard, which weighs generally 10% less than the fiberglass option, which is also available. And by 10%, I don't mean 10% just for that material. I mean 10% is the overall weight difference. So a 1,300-pound unit with fiberglass weighs roughly 1,430 pounds. And so that one option, which several brands now have went all to fiberglass exteriors, by simply staying aluminum, we're able to be 10% lighter than them right off the bat. Then you add in the banana, and all of a sudden we're significantly lighter.
While touring the facility, I couldn't help but notice the large fiberglass department and the extent to which TravelLite goes into building its flawless fiberglass components, which, needless to say, Dustin is very proud of.
The countertops that we do are very unique. I get a smile on my face when you mention it because we make them in-house. We have our own fiberglass shop here. I have 6 full-time fiberglass employees, and we mold them per unit. So we'll put together a design, we'll test it out, we'll prototype it, and then once it's dialed in, then we have the fiberglass team come in and we design a fiberglass countertop just for that unit with rounded edges, raised up rear end backsplashes, to where it's perfect for that unit, and then we can produce them whenever we need to build more of those units. We have speckle in the countertop and make it look like stone. We even have some that have gold flake in them, and we can really customize them to the flavor of the time. We can adjust it with the flow of the design that's popular at the time, or whatever we feel like we want to do. Like on the Illusion high-end truck campers we have a metallic front end cap. We do that all in-house. Really sets it off on the showroom floor. When the sun hits it, it really pops. And I love the customization. I love the uniqueness of our fiberglass work and our countertops, which, getting back to the original question, is significantly lighter than a normal laminate countertop, which is made out of OSB board, which is full of resin. It's very heavy. Our stuff's very light.
Another item that stood out to us was the thickness and insulation in the floor area of their units. I guess that goes along with the philosophy of overbuilding and family pride in their products.
We put an immense amount of insulation in the floors. It's actually called a sandwich insulated floor. We use a 2x2 framework of lumber, grade A lumber floor for a really strong foundation. And then we put a 3/8 inch paneling above that. And then we put a 1.5 inch solid foam insulation, and then 5/8 inch decking on top of that. And that even goes for small units where the floor is only 7.5 feet long. So it's not a very big box. So with that said, it makes for just an insanely strong floor. I'm not going to name any names, but there's a couple brands that have stickers on the inside: do not camp in this truck camper while off the truck. We have never said anything like that. Please camp off the truck. Do whatever you want to do, because our floors are plenty strong for however many people you can fit inside of it.
And the roof, well, that's overbuilt also.
Everything has a bow truss rafter, which has a 3.5 inch crown to it. Now what that lets us do is add extra insulation into the roof, and also adds a lot of strength. A crown is the strongest architectural shape. The Romans found that out. It also is good for structural for campers because it makes all of the water from rain or snow melt off to the sides. And then we have rain gutters, and then they runs out to rain spouts, which pushes all the water away from your unit so it doesn't go down into your windows.
A few years ago, TravelLite decided to start building travel trailers, as Dustin goes on to explain.
We decided to get into the trailer business actually in 2012. When other companies were struggling in 08 and 09, we were actually having profitable years because with the truck campers, there's just a consistent market for people that need to have some sort of camping trailer or some sort of camper in general, but they want to pull a boat, they have a horse trailer, you know, an antique car trailers, many different things like that, but they want access to their hitch, but they want a camper. So it was really consistent in 08 and 09 for us, a little slower than normal, but not that bad. And so we ended up, when the economy started trickling back, 2010, 2011, it's just slowly coming back a little bit. We had some really strong years, and then it put us in a really good position in 2012, and we looked at it for a long time, and we finally had the idea concept, which really put it over the top for us. And so we launched it and debuted it at the RVIA show in Louisville that winter, and we ended up winning Best of Show in the lightweight trailer division with it. And it just went from there, and now we actually offer 3 completely different price points, different amenity level trailers. We have the Express, which is our entry level aluminum trailer, and then we have the Idea, which is our original one, which we're going in our 4th year of doing, and then we're doing the Cobblestone, which is a fully loaded, right from the factory, no optional equipment necessary. It just comes with everything right off the bat. So we give our customers 3 different choices as far as price points are concerned. In our Express model, we offer the smallest one we do is a 14-foot unit, which weighs 1,730 pounds, and it gives you everything you need for a weekend trip, something where 4 adults can comfortably sit at the dinette. It has a huge dinette and a big table that goes along with it to play cards. It's all wrapped in windows. It gives you a shower. We can option in a bunch of different things that you want, but it's so light that you can really tow just about anything that has a hitch installed on it. And then it goes all the way to an 18-footer, which has a front island queen bed and a rear shower. So we have the line spread out, and the really unique unit that we have is a 16-foot toy hauler with an 8-foot garage in the back, which can hold 2 dirt bikes, a fully sized like Harley style bike, or a quad, and that thing's taken off like wildfire. I'm actually a little surprised at how quickly it's selling. It's very unique in the marketplace at the price point that it's at, and it weighs 2,100 pounds. So once again, it's very light and flexible for the customer, and you can option in showers and big awnings and whatever else that you want for your needs.
As we mentioned earlier, TravelLite is a family-owned and operated company. And the one thing Dustin believes in is family values and the personal service everyone gets when you deal with the company. For an in-depth look at each of the TravelLite campers and trailers mentioned on the show, visit our website at RollinOnTVcom. Is it now the perfect time to turn your old pop-up tent trailer from looking like this to looking like this? Treat yourself and your family to a bug-free camping season with a new tent canvas from Canvas Replacements. To learn more or to order a new canvas, visit canvasreplacements.com or call 800-232-2079. Be sure and visit the new RollinOnTVcom, where you'll find weekly shows along with a selection of videos, stories, information, and the latest RV news. Our lifestyle pages are full of great stories about places to go, things to do, and what's new, written by our viewers and RV writers from around the country. And if you're into great food and drinks, then visit our food and beverage pages, where we'll get your taste buds up and ready for an Epicurean adventure. All this and more on the new RollinOnTVcom.
Spring is in the air, finally. That means an awful lot of RVers are going to be out hitting the road in guys like this. Chances are good most of those RVers would really enjoy getting a little bit better fuel economy. They may not realize it, but every one of them has a special device available that allows them to get better fuel economy every time they fire up the engine and head down the road. And that special device is right here. That's right, it's your throttle foot. Slow down and you'll save fuel. That's a simple fact of physics. For every mile an hour you travel over 60 miles per hour, your factor of wind drag exponentially increases by a factor of 4. So keep that in mind next time you're on the road. To demonstrate that, we're going to go out and hit the highway in this little Winnebago Travato. It has an instant fuel economy readout on the dash, and we can show you directly what happens when you travel at different speeds on everything from back roads to the freeways. Let's go hit the road and we'll take a look and see how it works. Every vehicle and powertrain combination will produce different results, so our figures are only specifically relevant to this motorhome. Now granted, our fuel economy tests in this case are being done under optimum driving conditions. We're on a flat, level stretch of Interstate 5, just perfectly straight, and that gives us the best possible fuel economy we can get with the cruise control set. We started at 45 miles per hour on a side road with very little traffic. Even with cruise control, the numbers are going to jump around a bit. A small jump from 45 to 50, then to 55, yields surprising results. Running too slow can, in effect, lug your engine and reduce its efficiency by operating well below its peak torque curve point. 55 and 60 miles per hour seem to be a sweet spot for economy with this Travato Class B. Other RV types with larger profiles will react differently. Above 60 miles per hour, wind drag becomes more of a factor. Push it to 70 and 75 miles per hour, which is legal in very few places, and you can all but hear the toilet flushing gas under the hood. Slow it down and you won't need to hear that as much. It's kind of interesting to see how slowing down can affect your RV's fuel economy in a positive way. Next time you're on the road, try it yourself. You may like it. What's your rush? And you may find that by employing a little bit less of this, you may have a little bit more of this hanging around.
At Jayco, we're a lot more than just an RV manufacturer. We're all about family, and we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. To see our complete product line and find your nearest Jayco dealer, visit us online at Jayco.com or just log on to RollinOnTVcom. At Norcoal, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcoal refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcoal RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at Norcoal.com.
When it gets warm and wonderful out, I like nothing better than to relax outside with friends and family or have some well-deserved me time with a cool beverage. Of course, there's your standard iced tea, beer, or gin and tonic. But like me, have you been craving a different drink? Something out of the ordinary but easy to put together? Something I might call a simple showstopper? Here's an ancient one that's been enjoyed for centuries and was imported to American shores to quench the thirst of colonists. This delicious drink is experiencing a resurgence in the hottest of hot bars and restaurants across the country. It's called a Shrub. These terrifically named beverages were a refreshing, thirst-quenching staple way back when, and they're surprisingly cooling and delicious to boot even today. So are you interested? Well, don't turn off your TV when I tell you what's in a Shrub. It's a delicious mix of club soda, sugar, fruit, herbs, and wait for it, vinegar. Fancy restaurants make drinking vinegars for their Shrubs, but here in my RV kitchen, I use high-quality fruit-infused vinegars, like these that I get from my friend Theo at California's Global Gardens. I have this lovely little fruit balsamic vinegar from a shop called We Olive. And in fact, in lots of towns across the country, you have a store like this where you sample olive oils and vinegars. And you can bring your own bottle to fill. I love that. This is peach white balsamic. Or you can get a great fruit-infused vinegar at your grocery store. When I have a party, I like to set out all my vinegars and herbs, and then I allow my guests to make their own custom shrub. Today I'm going to show you how to make my personal favorite, a gorgeous green shrub. So here's what you're going to need. You need some fruit-infused vinegar. I'm going to use raspberry in this case. We've also got some fresh basil. This is green basil. Purple works really nicely as well. We're going to use some superfine sugar, or you can use some simple syrup if you have that. I've got some club soda, some ice, some fresh raspberries to garnish it with, as well as some chilled vodka, just in case you want to have an adult beverage. So it's really simple to make. Let's get started. I'll show you how to do it. We're going to begin with a beautiful clear glass so we can see the gorgeous drink once it's made. And we're going to start with our basil. So I'm going to cut some basil. By the way, I picked this up at my grocery store's produce section just the other day. It was $2.99. It's living basil. You're not supposed to replant it. Really, really neat. So I'm going to cut some of this. We're looking for about, I don't know, 6-ish basil leaves. There we go. And some for a beautiful garnish. Into our cup, we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of this super fine sugar. Now you might find that you need a little bit more. Once you get going, we'll taste the drink and we'll see what we think. I don't think you're going to need any less. And we're going to put 2 tablespoons of our red raspberry vinegar. Right like this. Perfect. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to muddle it. Now this is a muddler. It looks like a little wooden bat and it's got a flat end on it. What we're going to do is we're going to put it in the glass and we're going to squish the herbs around. We're going to release all the essential oils and the flavors. It's going to break it up into small little chunks. That's okay. It'll be delicious to drink. What we're going to do is we're going to put some ice cubes into the glass, easy as can be. We're going to top this with some club soda. Going to give it a nice stir. I'm going to taste it. It's a little tart. I think I'll put a slight bit more sugar in it. Maybe half a tablespoon. Just like so. Give it a nice stir. That's just about right. In fact, it's perfect. Top it off with a little more club soda so we have a nice full drink. Top it with some gorgeous fresh raspberries. This extra piece of basil I cut right in there as a garnish. Well, there you have it. As promised, a simple and delicious showstopper. I hope that you try this at home with your favorite fruit-infused vinegars. Whatever flavors of herbs and vinegars work for you, that's what I hope you try. Serve this to your guests. Everybody will have a ball and enjoy it. In fact, you'll be the talk of the party. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Evanne, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
We hope you enjoyed this week's program, and for more information on anything you saw on the show, including additional videos and stories, along with some great online shopping in our store, visit our website at RollinOnTVcom. You can also watch the current and past programs on YouTube. As usual, this has been another fun production. For the latest up-to-the-minute RV news, visit our media partners at RVbusiness.com. For great recipes and RVing tips, be sure to visit Evanne Schmatter at theRVCookingShow.com.